Well, I talked about the fact that in life one has to have a perspective where you understand and appreciate that there are facts and then there are truths. And I think truths are slightly more meaningful than facts, you know, because facts are very superficial. I feel truths have a little more depth to it. Truths have a little more nuance to it. And I think when we're, and the context in which I mentioned it is that in this business, we're working with moving human emotion. We're working with shaping human emotion. We're working with all those beautiful, soft, albeit even a little romantic things. You can't just rely on facts for stuff like that. We're not surgeons, we're not nuclear scientists where you have to just deem and work purely with facts. So my provocation in citing that observation was investigate a fact, unpack a fact, explore it, see what the truths are that the fact informs, and what's the reason for the fact, or what's the outcome of the fact. I think those areas are richer and more interesting. And I thought that in that moment would be a fun way to kind of put it like that, because usually it gets people's attention. And then the example of the fact that I once used it in an argument, and I was like, oh my God, that actually works, because it's true, it does work. You know, so that was the idea there. Yes, I talked about the era of logic, the era of emotion, and the current era that we are in is the era of meaning, which I think is an outcome of the fact that there is more information than there are products, and there is no longer a power that is solely held by the media or the manufacturers. People like you and me have become more powerful today than we've ever been. People like you and me are able to socialize an opinion, create an opinion, share an opinion, and make mega corporations rethink that how much power they have on us and how much decisions they can make by excluding us. So I think it is really a power, a time of immense power. It is a time where there is no such thing as a power distance equation. Remember, there used to be a thing that people with power, they were here, people with no power, they are here. All that's kind of gone away. So everyone is talking to everyone all the time, circulating an opinion. And you know what? People don't talk about stuff if it's not meaningful or useful to them, which is why you have to become even more diligent about making sure that you give people that there is something that they will be interested in talking and sharing. So, and in order to do that, you have to strike a chord and place your point of view in a position where something is deeply meaningful to them, something that deeply resonates to them, something that deeply makes an incremental impact on their life, something that really adds value in a meaningful way. So I think that was my idea of kind of provoking the audience in just saying, don't be stuck in the 80s and the 90s or the 30s, for crying out loud, because so many of them are, you know, like, oh, logic, logic, logic. That there is more to it. In an era of meaning, be meaningful. So invest some time. Think what matters to people. Think what would make a beautiful difference in their life. How can you then, with your brand, find a way to tap into that territory? I loved it. I enjoyed it thoroughly, I have to say, because it's so different from any other festival I've been to. Some of the differences were quite striking. I think firstly the location is super striking to me, because I've not been to Slovenia before, and I thought to myself, I've been to Venice I don't know how many times, and this is like an hour and a half away. I've been to Trieste so many times, but I've not been here. So that was great to come here. I like the attitude of the festival. I like the energy around the festival. I think people are very relaxed, people are very interested, people are genuinely passionate about the work here, and I'm very impressed with how much talent I saw. Talent that's ambitious, and talent that wants to learn, and talent that's open, and talent that knows how to have a party.